Hey everyone, get this set up. How are you doing? Hello. Let's see, let me just move some things around. Good Friday morning to everyone. So today, I just want to go over Reiki and the possible placebo effects that's it, right? Because there's so much stigma out there when it comes to any kind of energy work. I can't say that I blame all the skeptics. It seems like just a new trend, like another keto or paleo or all those dancing TikToks. So, I mean, who really understands what it means when someone says they practice Reiki or that they do energy work, right? I mean, when someone claims they're a Reiki master, isn't your first question, what makes you a master? I don't know about you, but I know for me, when someone says they're a Reiki master, the way I used to envision or imagine what that looks like is like the ancient one, Sorcerer Supreme, right? Where are my comic fans at? Where are my Marvel fans? If you don't know, if you're not a Marvel fan, get on Google and Google the ancient one from Doctor Strange. And then you're going to see that that's exactly what your mind thinks of when you hear that someone's a Reiki master or a yoga or a yogi, right? Trust me, go Google it. All right. So other than that being my first image, sometimes I wonder, could the practitioner be doing nothing more than guiding you through like breathing techniques in order to get you to relax and then say, hey, you're done with Reiki, you got it, yay. But when in reality, all you did was just have a moment to yourself where you were able to finally just de-stress. I mean, when you do Reiki, it's probably the first time in months that you've had any time to yourself. Could it just be that? Do these classes that Reiki Masters take or any energy work have any scientific backing? Am I wrong? Am I wrong to ask these things? Don't you wonder these things? Well, let's take into consideration what is already known by science. All right, we can see how Reiki really works. So if we start with the first law of thermodynamics, it states that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transformed from positive to negative or from negative to positive. We also know that everything is based on energy. Everything is energy. Electricity is energy. Atoms are energy. Matter is energy. There's different states of energy. So solids, gas, liquid, all that is energy. There's also different frequencies of energy, right? So the denser the energies, the more tangible it is, and vice versa. So the screen that you're watching this on, the chair that you're sitting on, you yourself, every human you come into contact with are a different frequency of energy, right? The denser the energy, the more tangible it is, and vice versa. So science already has proven that all particles are electromagnetic in nature and have a positive or negative charge. We can see that energy, the environment, and health can all be viewed as being a specific frequency of vibration. When one changes the frequency of vibration of their own energy by using the energy of thought and intention, then they can directly interact with and change everything around them. Everything is energy, and Reiki operates on a very high frequency, much higher than thoughts and feelings. So the vibrational frequencies that make up all the planets and all the stars are the very same frequencies that make up you and me and everything around us. Therefore, everything is connected. If we're all made out of the same things, we're all connected. And that's how we can do long distance Reiki or in-person Reiki, because no matter what, we're connected. But every one of us has a vibrational frequency. Everything does. We don't all have the exact same one because life tends to screw up our vibrational frequencies. But we all have one. Therefore, it makes us all connected. But there's so much hesitation around this thing called life force energy. So one of the reasons that there could be hesitation, I think, at least as my personal experience, is because people expect it to work like magic. They envision some Harry Potter situation where the practitioner just waves her wand and then boom, abracadabra, you're healed. just like that, in a split second. This might be the reason why there's so much skepticism around energy work. I mean, isn't that kind of what you think as well? Like, you're supposed to go get one session and all of a sudden everything should be healed, right? The expectation for it to work immediately versus the reality of it takes time to work through all your shit, you know? And by shit, I mean your traumas, your wounds, your program beliefs, and the lies that we have been told by others and ourselves, right? We spend our whole lives abusing our bodies with bad food, with alcohol, with drugs, sitting on the couch watching Netflix. You know, the negative self-talk, or hating ourselves. Like we spend our lives abusing our bodies. But then we expect one session to cure all these years of this kind of abuse. But when it comes to Western medicine, you don't have the same belief. With Western medicine, you just know that it'll take time to reverse the effects that life has caused, the damage that we've caused by our lifestyle choices. But you got to remember, all ailments are caused by disease in the body. Science has allowed us to develop medicines for these ailments and these diseases. But when you take these medicines, let's say antidepressants, they don't work immediately, right? It takes time. But you know this. You don't expect it to work at your first dose. Well, it's the same thing for energy work. Reiki isn't a magical cure. It's tapping into the healing properties that nature has given us. It's all around us. Reiki or energy work, it's just another modality of medicine. And a Reiki master isn't someone who has mastered Reiki. It is someone who is constantly working on mastering oneself, right? Because it will help you change your perspective towards yourself and towards all your surroundings in a very positive way, of course. And this newfound positive attitude or thinking patterns, it's not just going to help you, but it will help everything that surrounds you, your home, your family, your work, your friends, anything that surrounds you, right? It will help you keep your aura clean and charged so that you will be vibrationally aligned with positive energies and therefore aligned with the law of attraction. And the law of attraction cannot exist without the law of vibration. If you're vibrating at low frequencies, then you will attract low vibrational things, such as depression, anger, bad health, lack of money, lack of love. But if you're vibrating at a high vibration, then you will attract high vibrational things like happiness, peace, love, abundance, etc., etc. Because everything is a vibration. Science already proved that. So in order to change your life, you must change your vibration. You must open yourself up to think outside of the box. Use the universal energy to tap into specific problem areas in your life. Like, for example, do you suffer from allergy, seasonal allergies, food allergies, anemia, asthma, maybe bone fractures, you broke a bone at some point, headaches, obesity, trust issues? What about fear or depression, anxiety? Reiki can help those blockages built from the negative emotions and thoughts that in turn cause ailments in your body and mind. So I want you to imagine a river. And someone goes and places this ginormous boulder in the middle of this river. What's going to happen to the water? That water, if it has room, will go around the boulder, but it will flow at a much slower pace because there's a block in the middle of the water. It can't flow. Well, this is the exact same thing that happens to your body. The boulder are the negative thoughts and emotions that cause blockages in your energy. Therefore, this causes ailments and disease in the body. Well, Reiki removes this boulder. It removes all these negative emotions and thoughts, and it allows the flow of energy to flow freely through the body as intended. So, can we prove that there is no scientific backing to energy work? Yes and no. Science still doesn't fully understand Reiki, but it is becoming something that science is using to help patients through their illnesses. There's been a few interviews done, and they're up on YouTube, where doctors will bring in Reiki practitioners to the operating rooms in order to help them process the energy of surgery and help them heal faster. For example, one interview a doctor did was he worked with cancer patients, and they were removing a female's breast because she had breast cancer. And they did this because they wanted to help the patient. They wanted to help the patient transfer that energy of losing a breast and help her heal. Right? Because when you're losing a part of your body, you tend to be very hesitant. No one wants to lose any part of their body, nobody. So anything when it comes to transplants or cancer where something has to be removed, they use Reiki practitioners to come in and help them process the loss and the grief and then move on so that they can either accept help the transplant process go smoothly and help them accept the new organ, or to just help them say goodbye to the parts of them that they're losing. That's a thing. Google it. Cancer centers are using it as well, are using Reiki practitioners to help patients with the side effects of chemo. Same thing with hospice. They're bringing in Reiki practitioners to help the dying patients during their end of life stages. And there's so many places right now that are starting to pick up on Reiki, even though science doesn't fully understand it yet. And so we may not have a complete scientific explanation yet, keyword, but science is starting to understand that using energy promotes healing in the body. So I want to leave you with this. You are the creator of your life. You are. If you don't like it, if you're not living life the way you want, then change it. You have that choice. But it is ultimately a choice. Do you stay exactly where you are now? Or do you grow and live the life you always dreamt of? What do you choose? My name is Erica. I'm a Reiki Master and Sound Healer. You can find me on Facebook and TikTok as well. I'll leave the links in the comments below. And I post free tools there in micro sessions so that you can learn to heal from the traumas and abuse that you've had to endure through life. So before I started my self-healing journey, I used to self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. I grew up being the black sheep of the family, so I always felt very alone and never learned to process emotion. I was taught that you were supposed to drown these emotions, not feel them. And one day, I experienced sound healing, not because I was looking for it. I had never heard of sound healing before that. I was just having a year of rock bottom, and I was so burnt out that I felt my life was nothing but ashes. So I decided to try and get that bad energy, all that anger just flowing out of me by working out. So this one night, I took a yoga class, and for the last 30 minutes, we laid on the floor while the instructor started playing sound bowls. And when he started playing these bowls, I didn't understand it because I've never heard of it. I had no idea what was even going on. But when I heard the bowl start playing and I felt the vibrations within me, it felt like the bottles where I kept my emotions bottled up in just exploded. And you've seen this in movies where there's this high-pitched sound and all of a sudden all the glass breaks everywhere. That's what it felt like, but from the inside. So everything that I had been suppressing just started spewing out of me. And I came out of that class a completely different person and on a new journey. After I came out of that class, I deep dove into sound healing and energy work. And that's where I found me, my most authentic self. And that night, it wasn't a Cinderella moment where my fairy godmother transformed me instantaneously, but it did bring my suffering to the surface, where I was no longer able to hide it or drown it. It had to be dealt with. I tried, but I was no longer able to shove things down because they would no longer stay down. So no matter how hard I tried, I had to deal with it. So eventually, I stopped fighting and I dealt with the parts of me that I hated. But you know what? I'm so glad I did. It was the best decision of my life. So are you ready to deal with the parts of you that you suppress? If you want to join me on this journey, head on over to my Facebook community and join a group of people that are changing their lives, that are learning what it really takes to love themselves and are building the life that they thought they could never have. Don't wait any longer. I mean, honestly, what's the worst that can happen? Your life stays the same. Maybe your life gets better. I mean, even if you don't take any action, life will force you to take action one way or another, like it did with me. Wouldn't you rather it be your choice? Thank you for watching. I wish you well and all the best in life. And I want you to always remember, you matter. You matter. I hope to see you over on my Facebook. Bye, guys.